So recently I had the opportunity to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3, released by Monolith Soft in July 29, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch. This game marks the third installment in the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Wait, who let you in here? No, get out of here! Sorry about that. Being a somewhat casual fan of the series, having played Xenoblade 2 when it first came out, I remember thoroughly enjoying it, aside from a few questionable character design choices. Seriously! Who designed you? But after the announcement of the third installment, I thought it was finally time to try my hand at the series once again. And it was definitely the right call, as Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is one of the best experiences I've had in recent years. But yeah, now that I've had some time since beating it, I want to share my thoughts and feelings about the game. So yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes place in Ionis, a world that is locked in an endless war between the nations of Kevis and Agnes. Each side is bound by their flame clock, which is filled up through the life essence of fallen enemies. And with each soldier only having a lifespan of 10 years, with those making it through their full 10 terms being honored with a ceremony called the Homecoming. It does a great job at establishing a dismal tone that is carried throughout the rest of the game. Xenoblade 3 opens up in the midst of a battle with a Gavesi Offseer named Noah, whose job is to send off the souls that fell in battle. Along with his companions Lance and Uni, and Mwamba I guess, but he's not that important, the Gavesi soldiers emerge victorious against the Agnian forces. Not long after, they are sent on another mission where they encounter Agnian soldiers Mio, Tyon, and Senna. There they are forced to team up against an unknown entity named Mobius by combining themselves into a single form called Ouroboros. And after a bunch of cool anime fights, Mobius labels them as an enemy to the rest of the world, which sparks their journey to the city of Swordmarch in order to bring an end to Mobius and this endless war. I don't want to give too much away because of the dreaded spoilers, but in short, this story is truly incredible. Over the course of exactly 47 hours, this game managed to take me on a soul-crushing adventure that always left me on the edge of my seat wanting more. Xenoblade 3 does not hold back with its many twists and turns that will oftentimes leave you in tears. Chapter 5, But even with its many dark moments, there are an equal amount of lighthearted moments that allowed me to get attached to Xenoblade 3's wonderful cast of characters. Through these scenes, you really get to see the love and attention the writers put into developing these characters. From Uni's sassy personality to Lance being the sort of himbo of the group, to Senna, who's the girl with the gall.
I'm the girl with the gall.
10 out of 10 character right here. There's so much to love about this cast, and it really never felt like one character got more of a spotlight than the other. The music was another factor in developing this emotional experience. Once again, Xenoblade excels at crafting another stellar soundtrack that captures the intense battles to the more somber moments of the game. However, there was one thing I wanted to point out, which is that during certain cutscenes, it felt as though the music overpowered the characters' dialogue. Look, the music is great and all, but oh come on, turn it off, turn it off! Alright, story talk done now. Now it's time to endanger the ecosystem with a giant-ass sword. So keeping with the tradition of the Xenoblade series, the third installment takes on an MMO-inspired combat system. This time around, it really felt like the developers understood what worked and didn't work in the previous installments, and refined it to make the combat system the best it's ever been. However, with all these new additions, it can seem overwhelming at times, so let's break down the combat system. So each of your 6 party members will auto-attack, with there being 3 class arts that can be used after the gauges fill up. Once you use these arts enough times, you are then able to use a master art that deals more damage. You can also access 3 more arts on the left-hand side that can be obtained through master classes. There are also the Ouroboros forms that allow for characters to switch into a single form to deal massive amounts of damage. These forms can be upgraded by alright, this is too much. Sorry, that was a lot to take in. So yeah, if what I'm saying sounds like a lot, that's because it is. The Xenoblade series has always been known for having really complex battle systems. The second game famous for having a tutorial at the end of the fucking game! I'm not even joking, that's a thing that happened for some reason. But yeah, if you can tolerate some light reading of the tutorials, the combat actually flows really smoothly. And on a serious note, I did want to take some time to go over some of these additions to help to make the combat system as enjoyable as it was. The first are the new interlink forms, in which pairs in the party will combine into a single form for a short period of time to deal hefty amounts of damage. Not only was this interwoven into the plot in an interesting way, but it really shook up the battles and made them more exciting. There are also chain attacks that allow for the entire party to team up and perform devastating attacks together. Chain attacks have always been a part of the series, with each game taking a different approach to it, and 3 is no different. But to be honest, it's a really complex system, and I don't have the time to explain all of it. I'm a busy fruit, everyone, alright? So just read the tutorials and break out a calculator, because you'll have a lot of numbers to crunch. But where this combat system truly shines is changes with the introduction of the class system. When you begin the game, each of your characters has a class that dictates the arts, battle style, and role each character serves. And as you progress through the game, you'll acquire more characters that allow you to inherit their classes. I really love this system as it shook up the gameplay and prevented things from getting stale. It was also easy to use as each class is divided into groups, attacker, defender, and healer, that told you exactly what the purpose of it was while also hinting at which characters the class would work best on. Alright, there are many more things to the combat system that I can address, but you're probably sitting there like, what the hell is happening right now? So I'll cut you some slack. But there is one more thing I wanted to bring up, and that's the difficulty of the game. I played the majority of this game on the normal difficulty, and to be honest, it really was not that hard. The only times I can really recall dying was when I would accidentally fall off a cliff, or when I ran into a level 80 gorilla that for some reason is in the starting area. No, please, I'm sorry. Ah! But yeah, I think where most of this comes from is from the bonus experience points mechanic that makes a return from Xenoblade 2. This allows you to acquire experience points throughout the world and give it to your party members at campsites. I really like this as it was a way to skip hours of grinding. However, if you would like more of a challenge, I would recommend skipping this aspect. And it would not be a Xenoblade review if I did not talk about the exploration aspect, as it has always been a huge component of the series and 3 is no different. Xenoblade 3 once again introduces an expansive world that is filled to the brim with content. You'll find that there are many things to do, such as sending off husks, completing skirmishes, testing out the new Tesla bow and autopilot. It really felt like that no matter where you went, there was always something new to do and explore. One thing I really loved doing throughout the game was completing the new hero quests. Hero quests are special side quests that introduce you to a new character and usually a new colony. These quests allow you to view each of these colonies' different ways of life, and they can even pack emotional stories that are just as good as the main campaign. And upon completing these quests, you'll unlock a new character that allows you to take on their class, and even sometimes you'll meet characters who will give you new traversing abilities that will allow you to explore more of the world. I remember upon completing Teach's quest and unlocking the ability to climb sand dunes, I went back to each area and tried to discover what new areas I could find, and then dying multiple times because I really shouldn't have been there at my level. But although I did enjoy the exploration aspect of 3, there were a few criticisms I had of it. One of them is that I felt as though there was a cutscene every couple of feet that I had to witness. Back in the first 2 Xenoblade games, I remember how there were long stretches of gameplay segments that you could just explore the world before you encountered the next cutscene. It was just weird how in one segment we were all sitting by the campfire and then the minute I step outside I have to kill God or something. The other one I had was that many of the environment designs in this game felt very bland. Don't get me wrong, Xenoblade 3 is a gorgeous game with many distinct environment to take in. However, compared to the other games in the series, it felt as though they had more inspiring and unique environments. 2 that come to mind are the Era Sea and Uriah, with both having designs that will leave you in awe that I just didn't find myself doing in the 3rd game. However, that being said, it is still a pretty game and you probably won't mind this as much because you'll be too worried about dodging the level 80 gorilla. Ah, not again! I also wanted to bring up the DLC for this game, which at the time of writing this, only the first 2 waves have been released. Wave 1 was kinda garbage, but Wave 2 introduced a new hero named Ino, whose class is actually really fun to use. As for her character, it's okay, I guess. You know, I don't really appreciate being called Master Pawn every 5 seconds by Long Neck and McGee over here. Shut up! But yeah, we're still waiting on the next 2 waves to be released, with Wave 3 introducing another hero and Wave 4 introducing a new campaign on par with that of Torna and Future Connected. There's already some speculation as to what this new DLC story could be about, but whatever it is, I'm very excited for it, and we'll probably be talking about it in my Games of 2023 video. Maybe. If I feel like making it, I don't know. Alright, so the final question remains, should you play Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Yes. Like, play it right now. Like, why are you still watching this video? Run to your local GameStop and get it before it goes out of business. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a game that really felt like it was developed by people who held a love and understanding for the entire series. This game is full of twists, turns, heartbreak, immersive environments, and unforgettable characters that even with how long it can be, it will make every second worth your time. And although you do not need to know anything about the previous games, those who do will be rewarded with an emotional yet satisfying closure for the entire series. If you are interested in giving the Xenoblade series a try, now is the perfect time to do so. Trust me, you will not regret it. So yeah, did you play Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe, bell, you all know the drill. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you all have a beautiful day.